This is kind of bad news. This is about the movie
Turning Red.
Turning Red, which Miracle was like, when we first started talking about upcoming movies for 2022, this is the one where Miracle was like the most bummed. I'm not bummed. I got that backwards.
Hype.
Was the most pumped. Like you were excited about this one, and I had never heard of it. So before we get started, will you tell people what this movie's about?
So Turning Red is about a little girl, and like she's like a little bit quirky, but she does have friends. I'm assuming she's like in elementary or junior high, and like.
Is this based off anything, or is it's an original piece?
It's an original piece,
Okay.
I believe so.
Keep going.
Yeah. So basically, like she's like an Asian descent, and like she's just trying to live her life, and then all of a sudden, like, she wakes up and there's a big red panda in her mirror, and she's like, what is this? And then like her parents are like, oh, this is actually a family genetic thing where like you turn into a red panda, so you can't get overexcited or like over emotional, because then it pops out. So there's a scene that
what do you mean it pops out?
like basically she can turn back to normal like a human being.
Oh, so she becomes a panda and then turns back into a human being.
Yeah, but like if she's like really mad, so there's a scene where there's a dodgeball scene, and like one of the kids is bullying her, and basically she gets so frustrated that her hair, so she's like a brunette, but it turns to like a light red, and then her arm turns into a red panda arm.
Feels like very anti-ginger propaganda right there.
Well, she's Asian, so it doesn't matter.
Feels like very it's like the ginger side. They get rid of all the redheads in Hollywood. Keep going.
Well, that's what I'm liking, because like it's telling kids like it's okay to accept yourself.
Yeah.
And I like stories like that where they teach kids like it's okay to accept yourself. It's okay if you're like the oddball. Like I like that. Like if they teach kids like to be comfortable with themselves, unlike how schooling is today. I was talking to Charlie's mom because she was asking me like, if you ever wanted kids, like, yeah, you're gonna put them in public school, and like,
nope.
And I was like, nope, I'm homeschooling them. Because
public school is a hellscape these days. It is.
I was like, I don't want them to go to public school. I know that's gonna be harder, but there's gonna be programs, but then she was afraid like whatever grandkids she's gonna have is gonna be antisocial, or like have social anxiety, or like some kind of social issue. And I'm like, no. Like I talked to my friend Shane Cashman, he homeschools all his kids, and they
have friends outside of life at home. That's the whole point. It's the parents' job to help integrate them into social situations, so that they can become social. You shouldn't rely on schools to do that.
Exactly. That's why I was like, there's programs, like there's other parents who do this now. Like right now, homeschooling is like the highest.
So, and you think that this movie is a good message for people?
Yeah, it's like a good message for like little kids to accept themselves, because like at first she didn't like accept it. She was like, I don't want this. Yeah. Why am I like this? Yeah. But then like later she learns to embrace it.
Well, the bad news for this movie is unfortunately that it's not going to be in theaters. That's a bummer. It says Pixar's Turning Red is turning away from the movie theaters. The animated film will be released exclusively on Disney Plus in March. Disney announced Friday that it's becoming the third straight Pixar movie to forego a theatrical release among the COVID-19 pandemic. Again, there's the pandemic excuses that we're used to hearing. Like its predecessors, Soul in 2020 and Luca in 2021, Turning Red will be available for Disney Plus subscribers at no extra charge. So they're not even doing like PVOD. So you don't even have to pay for it. You just get it for. It feels like Disney is just like focusing on their animated movies, and then the Pixar ones that are owned by Disney but not produced through their studio are all playing second fiddle.
Okay, so I did more research. Turning Red is talking about periods. Never mind. I thought it's more like accepting. It is accepting yourself, like growing up.
Is that like one article, or is that like...
No, I searched up Turning Red summary, and basically Turning Red, one of the questions is Turning Red about periods? And they said blood may start out bright red and then turn to a darker red brown towards the end of the period. So maybe
but that's not coming from the studio or anything. That's just some weirdo with like a social sciences degree talking about that.
But then there's another question. Is Turning Red about puberty? Pixar has released a full trailer for Turning Red for their next film, which it's basically coming of age story.
Okay. I mean, that's not a bad thing. I mean, as long as it's not... Okay, here's the thing. I'm with you on the sense that a lot of this stuff.
I don't want to think about periods. Let's just think about her accepting herself.
It's like the creepy feminists who make like period blood art, which is freaking weird. I'm sorry. That's just my personal opinion.
Some of my professors, they know that woman.
Yes.
And they almost invited her to do a talk with us.
You
and
do
I was
you.
like, no.
You do you.
You know there's some guys that use sperm as painting too.
This whole topic sucks already.
Sorry.
I'm ready to call it quits. We're almost done. We're gonna get through the ridiculousness that is.
No, but it's like it's weird because like they mix it with like other paints, but like sperm itself when it dries out, it's like a weird translucent color or it's like a weird yellowish color.
I hate this discussion.
Sorry, art.
This is art, man. It's just art.
Both Brett and I have an art degree in 2 different subjects. I'm studio art and he is
I went to school for film. Okay, that's not really an art degree. I mean, it's the arts, but it's not an art degree.
Well, I know how to film and edit too, but whatever. That's just a big flex.
What?
Nothing.
Yours is a big flex?
Yours is a big flex.
How is that a big flex? I said it's not really an art degree.
Well, yeah, because you don't have to talk about your art degree and go like, yeah, I'm an artist.
Dude, I went to college years ago and I barely remember anything that, it's a long time ago.
It's okay.
So it says, Disney Plus subscribers around the world enthusiastically embraced Pixar's Academy Award-winning Soul and the critically acclaimed Luca when they premiered exclusively on the service, and we look forward to them bringing Pixar's next incredible feature film, Turning Red, Kareem Daniel, chairman of Disney Media and Entertainment Distribution, said in a statement. Given the delayed box office recovery, particularly for family films, flexibility remains at the core of distribution decisions. This is honestly why I think Scream is going to do pretty well.
Yeah.
Because it does feel like parents are scared to take their kids back to movie theaters, right? Whether what we think of that fear is irrelevant, it just does seem like that's the point. So maybe they're right that the pandemic plays a part in it, but I do think that it is being used too much as an excuse to kind of sideline certain projects and move certain projects forward. So it says, let's see how long we can even make it before Omicron gets. Oh, yep, there it is, right away in the next paragraph. Indeed, setting aside the massive performance of Spider-Man: No Way Home, the box office has continued to gross well below normal levels amid the recent Omicron variant surge. There will be a surge forever, I am sure. Different variants forever. Disney's most recent animated film, Encanto, has grossed about $91 million domestically and $207 million worldwide. A solid number by pandemic standards, but far below the typical gross for a Disney release. But still, like, Venom Let There Be Carnage did very well. Yeah. So, I mean, it made more than the original Venom did, right? And then what was the other Sony one from last year as well? So Venom, Spider-Man: No Way Home, and then there was a third one that I'm not remembering off the top of my head.
I'll search it up. Keep on talking.
It's okay. But the point is, like, Sony gave people what they wanted, and people went and saw it. Disney's most recent animated film is so we're down the way. It says a solid number by pandemic standards, but far below the typical gross for a Disney release. 2019's Frozen 2 took in more than $477 million in North America alone. I mean, Frozen was a phenomenon.
Yep, Frozen 2 is, in my opinion, it's kind of better.
You do? Oh, you like Frozen 2? That's interesting.
Because they did this little skit. You can find this on Disney Plus, where Olaf basically summarizes all the Disney movies in a quick fashion. But in Frozen 2, he summarizes Frozen 1, where it's like really funny. Where like it's like, do you want to build a snowman? And like he acts as Elsa and goes like, go away, Anna. And then like he's like, snow, ice castle. It's like the cutest thing ever. I wish like they had more of that series where he like summarizes all the Disney movies or like other Disney properties. Maybe they should do a Star Wars one where he's like, pew pew pew.
They could do that.
I'm your father.
So it says 2019's Frozen 2 took in more than $477 million in North America alone, while 2018's Ralph Breaks the Internet and 2016's Moana both topped out above $200 million domestically. Didn't people hate Ralph Breaks the Internet?
Yeah, that one was... Well, the second one where he breaks the internet, that one was really stupid because they basically
That was from Wreck-It Ralph, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, they just dumped all their Disney franchises into that one movie. And basically, he was like a grown-ass boy, and he was throwing a hissy fit because his friend wanted to do something else.
Okay. Doesn't sound good to me.
No, it's basically he was throwing a tantrum.
So it says, Encanto played exclusively in theaters for 30 days before the film debuted on Disney Plus on the 24th of December. The studio's previous animated feature, Raya and the Last Dragon, was made available for a surcharge on the streaming service while also playing in theaters. So day and date, like HBO Max does. It says, following the path of Disney's biggest tentpole titles in 2021, Pixar films, however, have been available to stream for free for subscribers, a move that reportedly drawn ire from the animation studio's staff. I'm sure they feel underused. Like, they're like, we're putting all this work in to make these beautiful movies, and then all we get is dumped on, basically, it's like it's basically turned into a B movie, like a straight-to-DVD sequel, only in modern times. It says, quote, Luca doesn't even have a premiere price next to it, one employee told Insider last year. Does it make it lesser? It's hard to grasp. Turning Red tells the story of 13-year-old Mei Li, voiced by Rosalie Xiang?
Yeah.
Who turns into a giant red panda when she becomes stressed or excited. The film is directed by Demi Shi, who helmed Pixar's Oscar-winning short film Bao.
I love that one. It's cute.
Okay.
Basically, it's talking about like a woman who's a empty nester.
Oh, no kids?
No kids at all. Like, she's single. Like, she's not single. Like, she's just by herself in the house, and she's like eating these like steamed dumplings, which is like the little baos, and like one of them turns into like a little baby, and she takes care of it.
Oh.
I thought it was super cute.
Bao was the first film directed solely by a woman. Okay, so what they're saying is that this is being directed, Turning Red is being directed by Demi Shi, who it makes it the first animated movie directed solely by a woman. Turning Red also stars Sandra Oh, wow, Never Have I Ever's Maitri Ramakrishnan. I apologize.
We're slowly getting there.
I actually think that one I did fairly well. I'm sure it's wrong, but it wasn't too awful. And The Defenders, Wai Ching Ho. It premieres March 11th on Disney Plus. That is a bummer that it doesn't get a studio release, especially with all the work that goes into making those movies.
Yep.
But it does prove that Disney probably cares more about stuff with the Disney animation name rather than Pixar, because they acquired Pixar. It's not Disney proper. So that's a bummer to me, especially since you and other people seem excited about it.
Well, like, I like the message other than the period thing.
And remember, we don't know for sure that that's what that means.
No,
coming of age story is fine.
Yeah, because
coming of age stories are great. Hasn't anybody seen Stand By Me? Come on, man.
But I read more of the summary. Basically, they're saying like she's a dorky kid, like she's trying to adjust to like middle school, and she's like, I don't need to worry about my body changing. So I was like, that's it, I'm done. I checked out.
All right, it is what it is.
I checked out.
We will see. Okay, here's a question for you. What is your favorite Disney animated movie and your favorite Pixar animated movie?
So my favorite Pixar movie is Up, because that movie, like, oh dang it, but then I also like, is Big Hero 6 by Pixar?
I believe so, yes.
Dang it! Between those two, I love them.
That's funny. I would have chosen Big Hero 6 too.
Yeah, Big Hero 6 is actually like based on Marvel.
Yep.
It was when they had like the anime manga kind of season. Let's just say season, because they had a period where like they wanted to do like tap the manga and anime series. But also Disney animation. Ooh. I'm trying to think. I like the original Mulan.
No, I think it says that Big Hero 6 was Disney.
Okay, yeah, then I choose Disney.
Was Disney.
I choose that for Disney.
Okay.
So I like Up for Pixar, and then Big Hero 6 for Disney.
So, wow, I never even looked at this cast list for Big Hero 6. Jamie Chung, good call.
Yeah.
TJ Miller's unfortunate. Damon Wayans Jr., awesome.
I don't know. Like, for me, I'm like, ugh.
What was the other one you chose?
Up for
yeah.
Pixar.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the one with the old man. And he's like, his wife is unable to have kids.
2009 was a fantastic time for animation, from what I understand.
But also, Big Hero 6, it had Stan Lee in it.
Were you a WALL-E fan?
I like the theories that came out of WALL-E.
Okay. All right.
I like the theories that came out of it. I also like Zootopia, but when I told this guy who wanted to date me, I told him that I like Zootopia a lot, and he's like, that's basically, that indicates that you're it's like one of the movies that indicates you're a furry, and I'm like, I am not a furry. I like the story.
Who told him that?
Because he's a furry and he's a part of the furry community and he's a furry artist. And I was like, I am not a furry. I just like this movie because it talks about like other things in the world that actually is true.
Just proves that he like that's like something that only like a person who only thinks at surface level would believe that.
No, because like the theory about Zootopia, it talks about crack cocaine.
Okay.
Because like there's a powder that makes all the predators in the show be more violent, and it talks about like the film theory. So if you watch
drugs are bad.
Yeah, so film theory talks about it. It's basically related to the cocaine period of what was the big 80s. So it talks about that, and like
remember I was all hyped up on cocaine and revenge.
That show was great.
So Zootopia because you thought it had deeper messaging, not because you're
furries.
A furry.
Not because of furries. I'm not a furry. Leave me alone, people. Please do not send me furry art.
You just heard it here first, people. Send Miracle all your furry art.
God damn it. No, but basically he said that, and I was like, great, you ruined a movie for me.
Well, we'll watch Turning Red. I almost said Don't Look Up. We will watch Turning Red. I think we'll watch Jack Reacher.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, just Reacher.
Yeah.
And then we can call it the Reacher Roundup. No.
Think of another name.
I thought it was funny.
Also, if people have any names for the anxiety tiger that's not triggered, because somebody said you should name it.
Hold it up so people can see it. For the people who are watching in the show, the episode, if they're not watching it, if they're not listening to the podcast. If you are listening to the Spotify version of this, please go check out youtube.com/popculturecrisis and check out the show there, and then watch the segments. We put all the segments up there.
Yeah, and everything's linked in the description below.
That
but yeah, somebody said we should name it Triggered because like when you...
It's a pretty clever name. That's actually a pretty clever name.
Yeah, because I said it's an anxiety tiger. So if you name it Triggered, you're triggered by anxiety.
Yeah, I like it.
Now you like it?
I like it.
In the beginning you didn't like it.
You said Tigger before. And
I said Tigger/Trigger.
Okay, Tigger is already taken.
I know.
Trigger, I think Trigger or Triggered?
Trigger.
Trigger's a good name.
Yeah. Okay, so it's named Trigger now.
Then what's the other one?
Oh, who wants to name the dinosaur? I don't know what to name this.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
You and your plushies, it's a weird thing.
Well, also Jessica got me a plushie. It's a Shiba Inu, like laying down, and I was like, "You're gonna be named Naomi after the artist that made it."
There you go.
It's so cute. It smiles.
It is always adorable. We should do like a plushie segment that I would have no idea what you were talking about, but you're always so excited when you're talking about plushies.
Yeah, I recently bought a new Pokemon plushie. It's my favorite Pokemon. Well, one of my many favorite Pokemons is Slowpoke, and I named it Beep Boop.
Slowpoke.
Yeah, I named it Beep Boop because every time I don't have things to say, or like I ask Brett to give me his hand so he can calm down, I say Beep Boop.
And I tell Miracle.
Well, actually for his hand, I go like boop boop, and then like.
And I give her a look of mind your own personal space and get out of my zone here, woman.
Boop boops. But yeah, I call it Beep Boop because I'm like, it's kind of cute because it's from Pokemon.
Gina Carano, Beep Bop Boop were her pronouns.
Oh, God.
See, now, if we could get her on the show someday, that would be fantastic.
Well, she's working for the Daily Wire.
I know. She's doing Terror on the Prairie is coming out. I don't know if it's coming out soon, but...
Are we going to do a review on that?
Oh, yeah. That one we're definitely going to... That'll be... I wonder how we're going to see that one, because I don't know if that one's going to get... I highly doubt that one gets a theatrical release.
Did you even watch their other movie?
I didn't... Run, Hide, Fight, or whatever it was. I did not see it.
I just got an advertisement for it.
We should watch it. I mean, it's been out for a while now. It got like fairly okay reviews considering like all the, how that, it's considered like a, like a right-leaning film. It's stupid to say something like that, but it is what it is. But yes. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.